So you're in the hospital. What happened?
I don't know. My body just went to hurting. I had like all these muscle pains and aches and stuff. And a lot of people were saying like, oh, well, go get tested for COVID because COVID could possibly cause you to have those muscle aches and stuff.
Okay.
And I did. I got tested for COVID. They just sent me home and told me to quarantine. I did that. Came back for my follow-up. But in the process, before I even got tested for COVID, my body was hurting and I started feeling weak. So I'm like thinking I should just work out and stuff to kind of just keep my strength up. It totally knocked me down. Like, it took all the strength in my body. My muscles deteriorated and I developed rhabdomyolysis.
Wow.
As a result of COVID. They also found that I tested positive for autoimmune disease.
Really?
Necrotizing myopathy, which it attacks your muscles at the proximal joints. So at my shoulders and my hips is the greatest weakness.
Really?
But yeah, basically I lost like 40 pounds and it's all muscle weight.
You lost 40 pounds of muscle?
Yeah.
Over what period of time?
From, I would say August to now. I wouldn't even say now, because like I said, I'm on a slow spiral up as far as progressing. So from August to November. Yeah. Yeah.
From August to November, which is what, 4 months?
3.
That's 3 months. From August to November, you lost 40 pounds of muscle because of...
Yeah. I believe I lost it before then. Like, my mom squeezed my arm one day and there was no muscle there. It was just like flesh and bone.
But
like,
that was before COVID. That was before COVID.
It was just soft.
That was before you had COVID.
No, that was while I had COVID. Like,
so COVID triggered all these immune deficiencies.
Yes.
But is that because you had an internal immune defect, or COVID developed it from thin air?
No, COVID from thin air caused all of this. I've always been healthy. Like I told you, like 5 jobs, dancer, athlete at school. Yeah. I've always been healthy. I had no underlying conditions. It just out of thin air caused all of this commotion.
So how long have you been dealing with this per se? Like since August?
Pretty much.
So what are the limitations of your physical self now?
I can't lift my arms. You see me raising my shoulders. I can't lift my arms. I can't walk. To be honest, this is progress for me to sit up in this wheelchair as long as I am and hold my head up. I just got to this point within the last week or two. I was not able to sit up. I was able to hold my head up. It's like a newborn baby all over again.
Oh my God. I'm speechless because like I'm producing this show to bring unique individuals to the forefront of the eyes and ears of my audience. And you are going through all this stuff and you worked up the strength and the courage to talk to me, right? That's a lot, and I'm very...
Yeah, like that's why, like, I can't, like, when the phone rings, it takes me so long to click it off. I have to put my elbow up on this table first before I can control what I do with my hand. My left hand is supporting at the elbow so that I can move around and touch my phone, or I have to guide it to pick up my chapstick.
But other than that, you don't have any real, like, mobility. You can't walk?
Nope.
And you can't move your arms outside of whatever you're doing with your elbows right there. But what you're doing right now, sitting up, you're on a wheelchair, right?
Yes.
So what you're doing sitting up in a wheelchair is the most you've been able to do for the last 3 months?
Yes.
That's a lot. How does that? I don't
devastating. I've shed a lot of tears.
But you're smiling now, so I don't know if that's like, I feel like if you're doing that for the sake of the show, or if you've genuinely developed like enough charisma and energy to smile despite the amount. I'm having difficulty smiling right now, right? So walk me through that. Like, what goes through your mind?
Like, even now, I'm getting emotional, but like, I've been like, I'm not gonna lie, like my faith is what has kept me at peace mentally through this whole thing. This is my third time at the hospital. When I first was admitted, I was able to do more. Like, I was able to do a little more, but I could not walk for a long time. I was falling. I actually had just finished a CNA course, but this weakness had already developed before they confirmed that it was COVID. I already was feeling weak. I was having trouble walking, so I couldn't walk for a long time. Like, I would just, you know how you work out really hard and you feel fatigued?
Yeah.
That's how it felt. So before it was confirmed that I had COVID, I was kind of feeling that fatigueness. I had done fail in class at my CNA training.
Yeah.
And the day I fell at work, I am a high school substitute teacher.
You're a high school substitute teacher also?
Yeah.
Is there anything you don't do? Like, are you also like at the gas station where I put my gas?
If you see me catering somebody's event, I don't know.
Okay. All right. So,
but yeah, I had fell at work, and that was the last straw. Like, the students and the teacher had to help me because my weakness, I couldn't walk in a straight line. Like, my coordination was off. Wow. I couldn't even raise my arms really to write on the whiteboard. I could just write at like elbow height. I couldn't reach up and write across the top of the whiteboard. So that's what made me go to the hospital. And they came back and told me, first they said my liver enzymes were extremely high. They was asking me, was I alcohol addict?
Really?
Alcoholic? And some more because of how my liver enzymes were looking. And then once they told me that it was rhabdomyolysis and told me that my toxic protein count was 47,000, when they came back and told me that it could cause renal failure, I'm like, okay, well, what are we gonna do about it? Because I trust God. So y'all just tell me what y'all gonna do.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here and trust God.
Right.
And then they came back and they're like, hey, we found something interesting. Okay. I'm like, what? And they go, you have the most beautiful kidneys we've ever seen in this hospital.
Right on.
So
that's a compliment that I don't think I'll ever hear. Your kidneys are beautiful.
So when they said that, it kind of explained to me the condition and how it usually would cause people to end up on dialysis, or they basically would die from renal failure with numbers like that. I was at peace and I just thank God. I'm like, you know what? God, you good. Like, these kidneys gonna flush this out. And that's it. They just put me on fluids, and literally the whole thing with rhabdo is you have to flush it out. So I just have to pee a lot.
So you're gradually getting better now.
Yes, that number I told you, 47,000, is now down into the 800s.
Oh, that's a big change. I mean, I'm no medical professional, but I would say that's a big change.
Yeah. So now it's safe for me to do physical therapy, because before it wasn't. Like, you can't work out and break down your muscles more when they're already broken down.